Welcome to Chop Rich's Japanese Language Training Center. We provide an online tutorial for people who aspires to work in Japan. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons to help you master Japanese language in no time. Konnichiwa. Hello. On our previous lesson, we've discussed about the use of wa and des, wherein you were able to tell if you are this person, you are a teacher, or whatever your job is, and even your nationality. Now, did you ever think about what to say in Japanese if you are not what other people tell you or think of you? Like, for example, what if you're not Maria? Or what if you're not Mr. Smith? Or what if you're not a teacher? Right? Okay, so this lesson will be teaching you how to say the negative of this. So let us introduce to you a new sentence pattern, which is N1 wa, wherein noun 1 wa, noun 2 ja, or dewa arimasen. Again, that's noun 1 wa, noun 2 ja arimasen, or could be dewa arimasen. So what does this sentence pattern mean? So ja or dewa arimasen is the negative form of this. So we'll be using this sentence pattern to negate a sentence or to say something that is in negative, or in short, something that it is not. Alright, so what's the difference between ja or dewa arimasen? Ja arimasen and dewa arimasen are actually the same. It's just that ja arimasen is oftenly used in everyday conversation, while dewa arimasen is used in a formal speech and writing. Now, since I think we've gotten a little close, right? Can I use ja arimasen in my examples? Or do you think we're not that close yet? Okay, thank you. So I'll be using ja arimasen, but then I'll still be writing dewa under or above ja arimasen, just so you could identify where or when to use them. Okay? So here in my example, Ore, Santo-san wa gakusei ja arimasen. Or if you want to be formal, we can say Santo-san wa gakusei ja arimasen. So this just means that Mr. Santos is not a student. Okay, showing that ja arimasen means not. Okay, so instead of using this, we use ja arimasen because we're saying that he is not a student. Note how I say the deha as dewa. Same as ha, when it is used as a particle in a sentence, it is read as wa. So even though it is written as deha, it should be read as dewa. Wakarimashita ka? Wakarimashita ne? Now let me give you some more examples using ja arimasen or dewa arimasen. Alright, how about this one? Watashi wa nihonjin ja arimasen. Again, watashi wa nihonjin ja arimasen. Or I am not a Japanese. Okay? This is a negative question stating that I am not a Japanese. Another one. Maria-san wa sensei ja arimasen. Again, Maria-san wa sensei ja arimasen, stating that Maria is not a teacher. So it's another negative sentence. And then lastly, we have kare wa gakusei ja arimasen. Do you still remember the meaning of kare? Okay, it's he. So kare wa gakusei ja arimasen means he is not a student. Wakarimashita ka? Wakarimashita ne? Okay. So now, since you know how to say things or sentences in a positive form and now in a negative form, how about we start asking questions now? Can we? Of course we can. And I know you can. Now let me introduce to you a new particle, or should I say a new sentence pattern, which is N1 wa, N2 desu ka, a question. Okay? Again, noun 1 wa, noun 2 des, and then the new particle that we have is ka. Okay? So what does the particle ka mean? So the particle ka, this is added to your sentences to make it a question. And then same as in English, we use an intonation or a raising pitch at the end, like N1 wa, N2 desu ka, like that. So the first use of ka is when you're expressing uncertainty or doubt on a certain situation, particularly on the speaker. So it's like when you want to confirm something, okay, we can use this ka. Okay, look at my example. Mira-san wa America jin desu ka? Again, Mira-san wa America jin desu ka? Note my intonation and then when I add ka. So in English, the question is Mr. Miller an American? So you're expressing an uncertainty whether you are right if he is an American or not. And then, when you are faced with the same question, you can answer with, Hi, American jin desu. Again, Hi, America jin desu. Okay, let me repeat the question again. Mira-san wa America jin desu ka? Is Mr. Miller an American? Stating his nationality or asking his nationality. And then you can answer if it is yes, Hi, America jin desu. Now I know everyone knows that yes in Japanese is hi, right? Okay. So yes, he is an American. So in Japan, when answering a question, it is very polite or it is polite to answer it in a complete sentence. Okay. So what did you notice on the question and then the answer? So when answering, okay, notice that the mira-san wa is changed by hi or yes. Okay? Because we already know that we are talking about mirasang. So instead of saying mirasang again, we directly answer with hi. And then notice how the other form of the sentences is the same or remains the same. We just remove ka, right? Because we're not asking anymore, we are answering. So when answered or questioned if Mirasang is an American, you answer, Hi, America jin desu. See? We just have to change the sentence pattern remains the same. You just have to change the answer and remove the ka. Okay? So let's have other examples. Or should I say, when do we use ka? Or what are the other instances or uses of ka? Okay. When you want to ask whether the statement is correct or not. This is also answerable by yes or no or hi in Japanese, and no is iye in Japanese. Again, it's iye. Longer pronunciation of that e. Iye. Okay. So these questions, or when you're confirming if your statement is correct or not, the question order remains the same. You just have to add ka at the end of the statement to make it a question, leaving the word order the same, just like our first. And then the reply begins with hi and iye, okay, depending on your answer if it's yes or no. So let's see an example. Mira-san wa gakusei desu ka? Again, Mira-san wa gakusei desu ka? So don't forget the intonation or the rising pitch. Iie, sensei ja arimasen. Iie sensei ja arimasen. Or in English, is Mr. Miller a teacher? And then the answer is no, he is not a teacher. All right. So on the first example, the answer is positive. Now, if it's negative, of course, we have to use iye, and then instead of using this, we would use ja arimasen because we are answering in a negative form. So, what did you notice between the question and then the answer? Right. The form of the sentence or the word order of the sentence is the same. So we just replace mirasang with iye. And then of course, when we answered iye, which means no, and making the sentence negative, we will not use des and ka anymore. Instead, it will be replaced with ja arimasen. So making our sentence, iye sensei ja arimasen. Or no, he is not a teacher. Wakarimashita ka? Hai, wakarimasu ne. Now, let's move on to the third and final use of ka. So, ka can also be used when asking questions with interrogatives. You do know what interrogatives are, right? Okay. So an interrogative, these are words that replaces a part of the sentences that states what the speaker is asking or what the questioner wants to know. So the word order as well does not change. And then ka is just added at the end, making the sentence a question. But do not forget as well the rising intonation at the end. Alright? So before I give you an example, here are the Japanese counterparts of the interrogative. So for who, we have dare. And then for when, itsu. For what, it could either be nani or nan. Don't worry, on the next lessons, I'll discuss to you the difference or how to use nani and nan separately. And then for why, we have a lot. So we have naze, if you want to be formal. Doshte could also be used for why. And then we also have nande. Remember, nande, okay? And then for where, we have doko. And then for how, we have do. Or if you want to be specific with a question of how to do something, it's doyatte. Again, doyatte. So please do remember these interrogatives as we'll be using them from here on out. Okay, so here are my examples. First one, Ray. Ano kata wa donata dare desu ka? Okay, so you might get confused what is donata. So donata is just the same as dare. It's just that it is the formal term or the formal form. But it's the same regardless. So ano kata wa donata dare desu ka? So the answer is ano kata wa mirasang desu. Or in English, who's that person? And then that's Mr. Miller. Again, Japanese question, ano kata wa dare desu ka? Or in English, who's that person? And then in answering, you can say, ano kata wa mirasang desu? Or that's Mr. Miller. So what did you notice between our question and then the answer? Did you notice that based on the sentence question, the donata or dare or the interrogatives just change into the answer or mirasang. But the word order is just the same. We just change the interrogatives into our answer upon answering. Wakarimashita ka? So like, ano kata wa dare desu ka? And then answering is ano kata wa mirasan desu. So instead of repeating di, donata, and dare, we just change it into mirasan. And then of course, again, we remove the ka because we are answering. Wakarimashita ka? Wakarimashita ne? Now, alright, that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons so you can master Japanese language in no time. Mata ne!